All right, this is Roxie. Layla's over here sitting on the couch. And in this video, we're gonna go over the components of how to teach a dog to walk in a loose leash next to us. Now in this exercise and two of these exercises that kind of combine together, one of the things you're not gonna sit. You're gonna notice that I'm not actually using the leash. A lot of people try to train their dog on an actual walk. There's a lot of stimulation, a lot of distraction for dogs. In the apartment or the home, the dog already has smelled and licked everything, so there's not anything particularly interesting. The first are overly interesting, that's more interesting than the treats. So the first thing we want to do is we want to teach the dog to walk on the proper side. In this case, Roxie's guardian wants her to walk on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around here, in this case, in a counterclockwise circle. Anytime she takes a step towards me, I click and then I give her a treat. As you can see, she's kind of following after me because I'm bribing her, I am, but that's the benefit of positive reinforcement. So you see now, even though it's only been a couple of treats, we haven't, I don't know if you guys use this trick with your trainer or this technique, but she's already starting to look up to me and she's already orientating on this side. So when you do this, you want to just keep on doing this. At first I do small circles, and as I'm walking around the dog, if the dog loses interest, I shrink the circle. Come right back and just circle just around her. As soon as she takes any step towards you, you click. After she does this a while, then you want to get 2 steps towards you before you click. Then 3 steps. Now, we're in Santa Monica, so we have limited space, and we don't have the ability to make a huge circle. This might be something you do in a courtyard or another controlled environment where the dog can't run away, but there's also going to be not a lot of stimulation. The hallway, if you have a hallway, big section, that might not be a bad idea as well. All right, so what you want to do is just keep on doing that until the dog just pretty much, when you start walking, the dog just kind of starts following you on this side. Now, for Layla, Layla's guardian wants her to walk on the right side. So in that case, we would just walk in clockwise circles around Layla. And again, we click anytime she starts coming towards us at first. Then we want to go for 2 steps and 3 steps and 4 steps and 5 steps. Depending on how big the area is, if we can make the circle that way. Now the next step that we're going to use is, again, I'm not going to be using a leash. And what I'm going to do is lower her over here so we have enough room to show you guys. And I'm going to basically hold the treat on the seam of my pants. So let me actually switch clicker side. Come here. All right. So I'm holding it literally on the seam of my pants and giving it to her. And popping it in her mouth. And I get another one ready to go, holding it on the seam of my pants. Actually, that was a late click. I'm not going to click for the rest of this. So this puts her literally in the heel position, and we're using positive reinforcement. Now the next step, and this is very abridged. I would normally want to do this in a longer period of time. I would spend a couple days just working on the circle, a couple times a day, until the dog is just following me around in the circle. This would be the next step. That was awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk, hold it on the seam. I'm going to take it away and then give it to her. Take another step. Now it seems counterintuitive to take the treat away. At first we take it away, immediately give it back to the dog. What we want the dog to learn is when the treat goes away, that's not a bad thing. Matter of fact, that's the exciting thing, because that means the treat's about to be delivered. Let's bring it back over here. Now that turn was a little bit more advanced for her. So now, there we go. I need more treats. It's like, I like this exercise. Now the idea for this is eventually, when you're doing this at first, before you start lifting it up, I would want you to go 1 step, at first like, treat, just 1 step at a time. Then eventually I'm going to go treat, 2 steps, then 3 steps, and 4 steps. Now you're not doing this in a row. Again, I'm doing this in a very condensed version for this video. You want to do, like down the hallway, 1 step, treat, one-step treat until you can go all the way to the end of the hallway and then turn around, come back all the way. And you're just going to be giving a flagrant amount of treats, and that's the point, because this is positive dog training, positive reinforcement. Eventually, though, you're going to go to 2 steps and 3 steps. You want to keep on going until you can go to about 10 steps. Once I get to 10 steps, that's when I start doing the pulling it away. So I'll show you here. Let's bring her back here. There you go. All right, ready? 1, 2, treat. 1, 2, treat. So basically what we're doing is we're rewarding the dog for being in the heel position. Now I don't actually start saying the word heel until I start taking the steps and I'm not holding it on my seam. But at first, holding it on your seam, heel. I don't start saying heel, I cross it, careful with your thumb. But basically, at first when we're doing the circle, we're not saying heel, we're just getting her accustomed to going into that position and following us on the left side or the right side. Careful with your pinky. I think it's blocking the, okay. And then basically, once we start doing it here, again, I wait until I'm pulling it away and then delivering it, and that's when I'm saying the word heel. Now, a lot of us like to put our dog in a leash, and then the dog gets out of position, we jerk it, and we say heel. What we mean to say is go back into the heel position. The dogs learn through repetition, consistency, and timing. Timing being really, really important. So if the dog gets in front of me and I jerk the leash and say heel, what heel ends up representing to the dog is the human is about to try to break my neck. It has nothing to do with going into the heel position here or here. So that's why when we drop the treat in the dog's mouth, it's in the heel position. That's the only time it hears the word heel. But again, don't start saying the word heel at first. You want to get to the point where you're taking multiple steps away. And again, I'm holding it up here. So the dog's vantage point is it's looking right up here, but it's kind of looking at my face as well. And again, when you do this, at first it's 1 step. I see she's getting in the trash. We'll address that later. But then you go to 2 steps with it up here, then 3 steps. I have to address that now. That's too much. Put it over here so I can defend it a little bit better. So when you're doing this exercise, again, consistency and going slow is key. Most people, the way they screw this up is they ask for too many steps too fast, and the dog is not ready for that. Then the dog starts getting frustrated with the exercise. We want this to be a very positive, enriching experience for the dog. So at first, it's every step, and I'm getting and nibbling on that treat on the seam. Well, first it's a circle, but then it's nibbling on the step, on the treat for every step. Then we're gonna start pulling it away. At first, when you pull it away, when you're walking down the hallway, maybe make it a goal of going like 20 feet. Boom, for all 20 feet. So each time you're picking it up and giving it back. And keep on doing that until the dog is pretty much staying in the heel position and looking up at you. Then it's like 1 extra step and then deliver the treat. So this is now there's a couple other steps and things that you can do, but this is going to be a little bit more than what we want to cover in this one video. So this is the beginning stages of how you can teach your dog to walk in a heel.